Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. And today, friends, Jeremy and I are on hallowed ground. 8 months ago, 2 homeless people had sex in broad daylight on this very spot. And I know that's true because I witnessed it. And I remember thinking to myself, what better place to symbolize the death of legitimate sports journalism? So hi everyone, welcome to the debut edition of Sports on Sunset. I'm James Jericho and this is my good friend Jeremy Paul. What we're going to be doing with this is we're not really reinventing sports punditry as much as it is kind of tweaking it a little bit, because I think I speak for you as well. ESPN has pretty much killed the beast. More or less? Yeah. See, they still cover a lot of games, and that's great. But SportsCenter used to be great at breaking stories, and now it's just TMZ. It's just all about the life of being a sports writer or an athlete. And in addition to that, every day they have like 2 to 3 hours of sports punditry where they're just screaming at each other all day about like dozens and dozens of topics. And they don't, you can tell, they don't, volume doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean that you can trick us into thinking that you're passionate about it. And we know that you guys don't like each other, so I don't like him. But I like this guy. He's been a friend of mine for years. So what we're going to do is, instead of talk about dozens of topics, we're going to talk about 3. One that we're going to kind of debate on, and then he'll get a couple minutes to talk about something he cares about, and then I'll get a time to talk about something I care about. And it'll take about 10 minutes. One other thing about our backgrounds, just to let you know, before I got into comedy, I spent the better part of my adult life as a sports writer for a bunch of daily newspapers. My work has been in newspapers across the country, including some of the major ones like USA Today. Covered the NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, college, minor leagues, the whole deal. So I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about.
My credits are this. I'm 33 years old and I can still get rent. On a 10th.
So we're experts. So the topic we're going to choose today, by the way, it's March 11, 2012, and I realize that the Super Bowl was over a month ago, but this is a topic that's resonated, and since this is a debut episode, we're going to take something kind of basic. I want to talk today about the legacy of Tom Brady.
Okay.
You're a Bears fan, I'm a Raiders fan, and here's the thing. The drumbeat for the guy started a few years ago with people asserting that Tom Brady was the greatest of all time. And this was even before he won the 3rd. I don't buy it. What off the top of your head, what is your opinion of Tom Brady, and if he's not the greatest, who is?
Fag.
Jesus.
No,
straight out of the box.
Tom Brady, I'm not saying he's overrated, but he's a product of the system. Bill Belichick is the legend. As far as I'm concerned, Tom Brady is just a better version of Matt Castle.
Wow. Okay, we're going to bounce this back and forth a little bit. I'll give Tom Brady a little bit more credit than that. But with that said, it throws me off. I think it's also part of society where we're always trying to look to see who's better. It amazes me how quickly we forget about the greatness of people like Joe Montana. Yeah, but still, with that said, you can't deny the fact that he was 4-0 in the Super Bowl with a legitimately complex offense. And on top of that, unlike Tom Brady, who's 3-2 in Super Bowls, I might add, half of those, 2 of those wins from Brady came on a last-minute drive that was won by a long-distance field goal from Adam Vinatieri. Joe Montana only was in one close Super Bowl. The Niners, and I'm not a Niner fan at all, this pains me to say it, but he was that good. I mean, Joe Montana would drop 50 on you without blinking. And the one time he needed a last-minute drive, he didn't need a field goal, he needed a touchdown, and he got it. So, with that said, I think the reason that Tom Brady gets all this love, and conversely all this hate, is probably from the insufferable nature of a lot of the typical Boston sports fans out there. So where do you rank if I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's certainly a Hall of Famer. You can't win 3 Super Bowls and not be a Hall of Famer.
So do you put him in top 5, top 10, or even lower?
He's top 10.
Okay.
He's definitely top 10 in the last 20.
Okay.
I'm not saying top 10 all time. Last 20 years, yeah, top 10.
He may be top 10 all time. He may be.
Really?
I'm not sure yet. His body of work hasn't finished yet. If he wins another Super Bowl, which is still a possibility, he's definitely top 10 all time. The thing is, the other reason that I wasn't so willing to put him in the top 10 of the greatest of all time, or top 5 in the greatest of all time either, because people were saying greatest ever before he won his 3rd. Again, they were Boston fans. But you also have to remember how quickly we forget not only Joe Montana, but Troy Aikman, Elway, and frankly Terry Bradshaw. Because the reason you can say those playbooks were simple back then, but he was calling his own plays.
Yeah. As dumb as he was calling his own plays.
Point. And hell, I wasn't a Steelers fan either, so it doesn't make me happy to say that either. So what, in your opinion, look, quarterbacks will tell you that they get way too much credit, and I think Tom Brady, to his credit, realizes this. I mean, I think he kind of sits there and goes, you know what, I may not be the greatest quarterback of all time, but I was definitely the greatest steal in the history of the NFL draft.
Almost certainly. A 6th round pick?
He was 7th, actually, but even still, say he was 6th. That's the greatest steal in the history of the NFL draft, and for all that, all due respect. So if you were to say, what is Tom Brady's legacy? What do you think it is?
Protecting the quarterback is much easier now because of Tom Brady.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
You get people. You can't even hit quarterbacks anymore because Tom Brady.
Because of the tuck rule?
No, because of Tom Brady getting injured 1 year.
Huh.
And like the year before, who was it? Like was it Phillip Rivers or somebody? The same thing happened to him, or was it Drew Brees? One of the
both
two.
of them.
Same thing happened to them. Huh?
Both of them.
Yeah,
both of them.
Same thing happened to him.
And put that line. You can't you can't touch the quarterback just like you can't touch the kicker or the receiver when it's the field.
You can't hit anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
so what you're saying is,
so
what you're saying is Tom Brady's legacy is that the NFL has even got more whistles flagged than before?
Yes.
Okay.
His legacy is you can't hit anybody anymore.
I have a different take on his legacy, and it happened after the game itself, because in defeat, his wife, a Victoria's Secret supermodel, went ballistic to defend her man. And I thought, wow, that girl is strong. And that takes major game to get a Victoria's Secret supermodel to go just lose her mess on TV like that.
Was she wrong?
Yeah. Well, sort of, but not really. But with that said, it goes like this, because I even went and extrapolated it. Beyond her, beyond Gisele Bündchen, I have never ever seen an ugly girl in a Tom Brady jersey, ever. And it's through me. There's like legions of pretty girls who wish they could get with Tom Brady. I've seen ugly women in Phillip Rivers jerseys. I've seen ugly women in Mark Sanchez, Peyton Manning, and I've only seen one female in a Jamarcus Russell jersey, and she had lip sores.
Probably from him.
Yeah.
Mexico.
And by the way, as a side topic, the moral of that little take is that's why Jeremy Paul doesn't kiss women who go to adult con.
Right.
But the legacy of Tom Brady is, I want to know what Tom Brady's secret is. When Tom Brady writes the book, I Smash Supermodels, that self-help book is going to blow the hell out of anything Tony Robbins ever came up with. And that, my friends, is Tom Brady's legacy. Jeremy, take a couple minutes, my man. What's on your mind? Tell it to him.
What's on my mind is it's March, and it's the beginning of March Madness. And there are a lot of people that don't watch a lot of women's basketball. I'm a huge proponent of women's basketball. I used to be a season ticket holder for the Sparks. I couldn't afford that anymore because I gambled away all my money. But I like watching women's basketball. And right now, I think the most talented and most dominant player probably in basketball, period, is Brittany Griner, the center for the Baylor Lady Bears. 6'9", 200 pounds, can dunk. She's leading the country in blocks. Her last couple of games, she's scored 41, 45, and like it's just amazing to watch somebody play to the level that she's playing, and she's just a junior. Now you can say, oh, she towers over everybody else she plays. Again, it's the same argument they used against Will Chamberlain. Like, hey, yeah, he was so great, he did so well because he was bigger than everybody else. Will played against Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He played against 21 different 7-footers in his entire career. Brittany Griner is playing against people like Anna Prinz, and when she was in the Olympics, she played for like the Olympic trials. She played with and like in practice against people like Sylvia Fowles. So she's doing well, and she's getting better. And like I hope the WNBA lasts long enough for her to get there, so she can change the culture of the game, of the women's game.
And I don't see that happening, but that's just me. That's all right. Guys, here's my final shot across the bow. I had another epiphany last night at about midnight at the Comedy Store. There were just armies of people screaming, "It's Whitney Cummings! It's Whitney Cummings!" while I was sitting off in the corner in a pool of my own tears. And the epiphany was this. I want to have unprotected consensual sex with Kobe Bryant. Here's why. Everybody Kobe Bryant has gotten with has gone on to bigger and better things. I mean, I will grant you that his marriage may or may not be over with Vanessa. TMZ is reporting they might be reconciling. But if you look at it, if he lost his marriage, who did he lose it to? Allegedly, he lost it to a Laker girl who is now part of the reformed Pussycat Dolls. She got off better. Vanessa has got a fistful of diamond rings over all the that Kobe did to her. And, you know, let's just call it for what it is. Brandy allegedly killed a guy and didn't spend a minute in jail.
No, there's no allegedly. That was a car accident.
Oh, okay. She was a participant in a vehicular mishap that took the life of another man. And don't try and tell me that that girl did not get with Kobe Bryant a call. Oh, yeah, we're just really good friends. Yeah, hey, newsflash. Kobe did to you what Ray J did to Kim Kardashian, and the only difference is Kobe forgot the camera. You owe him more than that, Brandy. The least you could have done was like hire a lyricist for Kobe's rap album. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. So ultimately what I'm trying to say, oh, and by the way, I mentioned consensual because I don't know damn thing about the women in Colorado. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I just want to make sure, look, I'm so tired of telling jokes in front of 3 comics at Marty's. I don't want to go to do coffee shops anymore. I would love to be like the wacky neighbor named Slippy, who's like, does walk-ons on like the New Girl with Zoe Deschanel and with that, you know, that's my character. I work for Caltrans. I'm like turning a sign back and forth that says stop and proceed with caution. I'll live with that. I want a SAG card, okay? How if that's what it takes, Kobe, I'm yours. I know what you're thinking, James. James, this yoga class you've been taking has really changed you. I'm just saying, Jeremy, help me out.
You want to fuck Kobe?
Yeah. I have lost all credibility and shame. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. Look, Black Mamba, I do yoga.
You're flexible.
I'm flexible.
You can handle up to 8.
And I don't know how to dial 911. So
You don't have a phone.
I don't have a cell phone anymore. And with that brilliant piece of editorial genius, thanks for tuning in. Look, it's the inaugural thing. We're probably going to try and make it a little less ghetto in the future. If you want to know more about us, Jeremy Paul is, you can find him on Jeremy Paul Says on Twitter. We're both on Facebook. And also there's Naked Jeremy's declarative statements on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in about a week with another new batch of insanity. I'm James Jericho.
Jeremy Paul.
Have a good day, y'all. Take care.